Yeah. Frozen pants.
This is the first time I've seen snow.
Beautiful day here to start day 17, I believe. And there is snow on the ground. This is the first day we've seen snow in the trees, and it was fun getting our bear bags down because the cables were frozen. We had to give it a little tug, and everything that we hung up to dry last night is frozen. So pants, shirts, hiking socks, whatever. So the scribe over here built us a little fire to try to help us to at least unfreeze our socks, which is helpful. Otherwise we would have been stuck potentially hiking in our sleep socks, which we don't want to do. As it is, I might be hiking in my sleep clothes for a little bit because my other clothes are still icy and frozen until the sun warms them up. So we are in snow, and we'll have fun getting out there into day 2, or day 17. Day 2 of the Smokies.
That is frozen too.
Appalachian Trail, Spencefield Shelters 2.9. Here's the Russell Field Shelter. Goodbye, Russell Field Shelter and friends. So, I had to put my feet into frozen shoes. My socks warmed up at the fire that Scribe built, thankfully. But the shoes are still frozen. Sock was still damp. So I've got to get moving in order to warm up my feet. And I'm not going to record a lot at the beginning until my hands warm up. These straps on my trekking pole, by the way, are also frozen. So I can't even use them like I typically do because they're frozen into shape. Temperature check on my thermometer is 17 degrees right now. The coldest start yet. And it's snow to prove it. Not to prove 17, but to prove that it's at least cold. I still have my rain jacket on for warmth. I have my puffy on and my sleep clothes because all my other clothes have ice and are frozen on them from when I hung them up to dry. They did not dry yesterday. They just turned into ice, and they had blowing snow drifted into the shelter, so now they're covered in ice and snow. So I put them in my bear bag, which I have now emptied because everything else fits in my bear canister. So I ate enough food that everything fits in the canister, which is great. So I put them in the beer bag so they don't get the rest of my pack wet. And I'm hoping that by the time I get to the Spencer Field Shelter, the ice will be gone and they'll just maybe be wet and I can change there. Whew. Look at the ice and the rhododendrons here. Because you don't want to hike in your sleep clothes because you don't want to get them wet. But a short 3-mile jaunt to the next shelter while everything else gets de-iced will hopefully be okay. I currently have my bear bag attached to the back of my pack. Hey, the sun's trying to come out. Not inside my pack because it is completely frozen and I do not want my bear bag ice to melt and get the inside contents of my pack wet. My rain gear yesterday did a very good job of protecting and keeping dry everything inside my pack. And I'm not going to get it wet just by putting an icy bear bag and icy clothes inside the pack. So what I did was put all my icy clothes inside the now empty bear bag because I have my bear canister filled with food now. And strap the bear bag to my pack for now, at least, until it stops being icy and it dries out. This is the trail, folks. I love seeing a little bit of snow from last night. This is cool. Again, these hand warmers are a lifesaver. When my fingers were cold, I pulled them out and use them in my finger part of my gloves. I have the actual hand warmers that MP3 gave me in the palm part of my glove. So I'm still using those. I use these and I don't need them anymore, but they really warm my fingers up very fast. May pull them out again if they get cold, but these electric charging hand warmers, perfect for a cold day, cold morning, when you just need to warm your fingers up real fast so they don't get numb. Alright, yeah, I don't use those hand warmers a lot. I think I've only used them twice so far. One in the 22-degree morning after Blue Mountain, and one this morning. But I need to have them because sometimes your fingers are just getting so cold that you need to warm them up quickly. And they serve just that purpose. The hand warmers in my palms of my gloves warm up my hands nicely, but they don't always warm up my fingers in the same way. So they're very useful. I got a 9 o'clock start today. Of course, that involves daylight savings today because it's Sunday, March 10th. So the sun got up an hour later. So usually we get up with the sun. So I woke up around 8 when the sun was getting up. It was a little before 8. To find everything frozen, and then frozen socks, frozen everything. So usually I get an earlier start, but circumstances arose. Scribe built a fire to dry some things out. Then he burned a hole in his socks, but not my socks. I got to put in some warm socks after drying them, de-icing them close to the fire, which was nice. My umbrella is still frozen into its shape, so I can't even close it and put it away right now. Hopefully it will de-ice as the day goes on and the sun shines a little bit. But yeah, it was a morning. Just finding everything iced up, figuring out the best course of action to do, and then recognizing that I need to change out of my sleep socks, but I'm not able to put my socks on until I put them by the fire. So a lot going on this morning that delayed me by a little bit, but that's okay. It's part of the experience. And I'm still the first of the 5 who were there to leave the shelter. So they're still figuring things out over there. Isn't this beautiful? You know, my thermometer at 17, but I stayed warm last night because I wore my thick pants, these thick pants, and my puffy to bed, in addition to my thermal layers. And that allowed me to be comfortable, unlike the night at Blue Mountain like a week or so. A little more than a week ago now. Look at these branches. It's cool. When you get into camp after a wet day and your clothes are wet, make sure you change right away into dry clothing. That's the only reason I was able to stay warm last night. Hello, Great Smoky Mountains. It is freezing up here, y'all. Absolutely frozen.
Laurel Springs or something. It was like 8 miles, right?
Yeah, something like that.
So you guys camped last night too.
We have an Airbnb. We did not camp.
Oh, okay.
We slept for about 30 minutes.
In the car.
Beautiful.
I didn't.
Alright, so I met a few hikers up at the top of whatever this is in Great Smoky Mountains National Park.
Rocky
Top.
Rocky Top. There we go, you guys know. So where are you guys from?
I'm Paul. I'm from South Carolina.
South
I'm
Carolina.
Emery. I'm from San Diego, California.
I'm Aiden, I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Jack Bashaw, I'm from New Jersey.
I'm from Chicago.
And you guys all go to what university?
Emory.
Emory. It's a nice trip up from Atlanta area. So
Yep.
great to meet you all. Enjoy the nice views. Enjoy the nice hike out here. Great day for
Yes,
it.
sir.
Happy trails, y'all. The higher up I go, the more windy and frozen it's getting. Whew. White blaze. I slept in my puffy last night and my thick pants to stay warm. And I did stay warm, which was nice. And that was basically every piece of dry clothing I had. And I started hiking with my sleep clothes on this morning, but I know that it's going to be cold again tonight, and I need warm, dry clothes, and I do not want to sweat through them. So, in the middle of the trail, I changed back into my wet, frozen clothes, the ones that were still frozen. And it was painful, but gotta do what you gotta do to stay warm at night and keep you having a whole set of dry, warm clothing for the sleeping bag at night, so that I'll have another comfortable night tonight. And I've been walking for a few miles now, and it feels okay. I still feel really cold, but it's not as bad as when I first put it on. You warm up as you hike, so I just need to keep moving. Each of these branches is covered with a thin layer of ice. So when a branch like this one decides to whack your head with it, it's not fun. They're all covered with this thin layer of ice, which is evidence of probably freezing rain last night before it turned to snow, because much of the rocks are the same way too. Oh, I was not expecting to see a geological marker there. Oh, I'm thinking, why am I out here? It is freezing, freezing cold. My water has completely frozen inside my water bottle on the outside of my pack, so I can't even drink the water, and I'm carrying ice. Why am I out here right now? It's a beautiful day, but it is so, so cold, and the wind makes it that much worse. Alright, y'all. I've been walking along this windy, snowy slopes for a while. My water's been frozen, so I haven't been able to drink anything. And I'm feeling a little weak. I'm not even at mile 190 yet, and it's already 2 o'clock. So I don't think I'm making sunset at Klingman's Dome today. I've been cold, the wind just keeps coming, and you can't stop it. So my goal was to see a beautiful sunset at Klingman's Dome today. Right now, I need to get warm. I need to drink some water, find some water that's not frozen. I don't think it's been out of the 20s. And with that wind chill, 20 to 30 mile per hour winds, it might be in the single digits. So it's been rough out here today, y'all. Y'all, I'm so cold right now. Snow everywhere. It is really windy. I did find a little bit of water at a water source, but I reached a shelter. I wanted a shelter from the wind, and there's this group of guys in there who offered me some weed, and I'm like, no man, no. Why the heck are you smoking in a shelter? It reeks in there. This is just awful. Alright y'all, so Scribe came in to the shelter, and as Ragnar and the others were leaving, he boiled some water, and the two of us drank it. He offered some to me too, and it was really nice to warm our insides with some hot boiling water. So that gave us some refuel to keep on going. It's almost 3 o'clock now, or no, it's almost 4 o'clock. As we head up whatever this windy and snowy mountain is. We're just going shelter to shelter at this point. Once we feel strong enough to continue, we will go to the next shelter and then see how we feel. So we just left the Derrick Knob shelter a little bit ago. Big down tree, people are making their own path around it here. Just after that one, another big down tree in the trail, and another way to go around. So something Ragnar was telling me earlier when we were walking together was that, like in a triathlon, people don't win the race during the swim. So that is, it's okay if we take a little longer in the first part, which is a swim and a triathlon. We can, you know, make up the ground in other parts of the race. And it's not a race, it's just a journey. And we're here embracing it. We climb this mountain, whatever it's called, between mile 190 and 195. And it's a nice view. And Scribe. Siler's Ball is the next shelter at 2.9. Klingman's Dome is 7.4 away. It is now 4:15 o'clock. Onward we trek. We'll see where we end up tonight. Another down tree and another path around. Oh, just got hit by a stick. So Klingman's Dome is about 3.5 to 4 hours away, depending on how fast I push it, which is past sunset, unfortunately. So even if I were to decide to push to try to capture sunset on Klingman's Dome tonight, which was my original goal, I still wouldn't make it in time, even if I push really fast. We finally found a white blaze. Yip yip, hooray! We haven't seen one of those in ages. Not many of them out here in Great Smoky Mountains National Park. They just trust us to follow the right path. Ooh, take a look at some of that. Beautiful. Climbing up Solar Bald right now. Yep, that's right. Another Solar Bald. It's 5:15. Snowy and windy. Solar Bald shelter is empty right now. I'm pushing on Double Spring Gap, only 1.7, and it's 5:30. Look at all these trees coated with snow. That might be clingwens over there. Wow, y'all, just look at this. This is purely spectacular. You know, I could have stopped at Solar Bald, I could have stopped at the last shelter when I was freezing cold, but I wanted to capture the best sunset I could for you all and for myself. So I'm pressing on at 6 o'clock and we're gonna get to the Double Spring Gap shelter. Alright y'all, while I'm out of the wind a little bit, I'm getting close to Double Spring Gap shelter where I'll try to capture a wonderful sunset for y'all. So glad I came up here today. They started with some snow. Everything was frozen, delayed us from the beginning, and didn't get out till later on, till like 9 o'clock, but the sun also rose later too. So, I started out with my sleep clothes hiking for the first 4 miles or so. Then I was like, well, I better put on my wet, frozen clothes because I want my sleep clothes to be dry for tonight. So I did that, and then I was frozen until I got to Derrick Knob shelter, where I considered stopping. I did stop for a while, and then Scribe offered me some hot boiling water to drink, and I drank it, and gosh, that made me like a new person, and I felt good. So I pushed the 7.5 additional miles to Double Spring Knob, and my, am I glad I did, because then it gives a good sunset tonight and a chance of catching sunrise at Clingman's tomorrow. So, yay. So we are on an AT journey, folks, and many days have highs and lows, just like today has had. So, if you'd like to follow along for more content, please be sure to subscribe, and you may want to turn notifications on as well. And if you'd like to follow along with live content, you may follow along on Instagram, same handle, @StickTheEagle. For now, always remember to embrace the journey and happy trails. It's like a winter wonderland through here.